and I don't want to do that. Okay. While I continue to let people in, would anyone like to get us started by introducing themselves, who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
I'll go.
Okay.
Steve Randall. I'm from Wakefield, New Hampshire. I am a public works director for the town of Wolfboro, and I have a small construction company that I do remodels and some site work in my spare time.
Awesome. Welcome back.
Yes, my second meeting.
Yes. Who would like to go next?
Shall I?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi all. So myself Vishal from India. I'm running a startup called Masterminds. We build end-to-end tech solutions, which is into software, AI, and game development on one side, and the other side, PCB and hardware systems on the other. This is a totally entirely into technology-oriented stuff. And this is my third meeting.
And you got your
Nice.
audio working, so we're glad to hear your voice this time. That last
Yeah.
time it was you, right? That your audio wasn't
Yes,
working.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Who would like to go next?
Yeah, so Gary Darley. I am in Washington State and I work with financial services. Oh, nice to meet everybody. See everybody.
To see you again.
Yeah, it's
Good to
nice to
have
be
you
able to be here.
back too. You were missed.
It's good to be able to come.
Good. Who would like to go next? You guys, a lot of returning faces. I'm loving this. Okay. Oh, who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I hope it's introduction because I just joined in and
Yes.
yeah, okay, yeah, just
Yeah.
making
Who
sure.
you are, where
So,
you're from, and what you do.
so I'm Hrishikesh. I go by the name of Hershey, just like the chocolate bar. And I'm into helping out businesses. And this time I got the niche. It's a fitness business. And we're still narrowing it down. We just onboarded a new client last week. That's the reason I couldn't be here last week. But like, yeah. And yeah, I'm from Cary, North Carolina. And fun fact about me is I'm not a pineapple on pizza guy. Sorry if you like, but not for me.
You're out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Welcome back. I'm so glad you came back. I'm so excited to watch your journey in life, and I hope you keep returning.
Yeah, I mean, the last meeting was like really helpful for me. It was my first meeting, by the way, that day, but like I learned a lot. But like, yeah, it helped me a lot for the next onboarding client, like next client. But like, yeah, I'm happy to be here again. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. On that note, too, Gary dropped his links in the chat. Everyone should follow suit, do the same. Whatever you got, share it there. Who would like to go next?
I can go. All right. My name is Sadie. I just started my company, Swift Assist Creative. So I help with email campaigns, ads, systems and funnels, anything like that. And I'm from Washington State.
Awesome. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Oh, my heart is full. Okay.
Where in Washington State are you?
I'm in Kelso, so kind
Okay.
of between Olympia and Portland. What about
Nice.
you?
I'm in a little tiny farming community called Orville, on the east side, right up against the Canadian border.
Yeah, I go to Palmer Lake over there, so I know where you're at.
Okay, nice. Nobody knows where Palmer Lake is.
Yeah, just very few people.
Yep.
Oh, this is a meant to be group here today. Who would like to go next?
I can go. Hi everybody. I'm Ayushi. This is my very first meeting. Lovely to meet you all. I'm currently based out of Dublin, Ireland, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with all of you. Thank you.
Welcome. So glad to have you. Everybody, who would like to go next?
I can go. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm actually in Canada, so I live really close to the Sumas border in BC. I'm in finances, so I help people build wealth and legacy, and also do life insurance, living benefits, and investment.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you. Who is next? Emily, I'm going to call you out.
Yes, my name is Emily Rosales. I am a brand strategist, so I help small businesses, solopreneurs, leaders to reduce marketing overwhelm and frustration. Yeah.
Good.
Reduce marketing overwhelm and frustration through building a strong brand foundation.
I love it. This is going to be a good group tonight. Who would like to go next?
I can go, and I apologize, my camera is not working.
You're forgiven.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
So this is my second meeting, second time here. My name is Max. I help families and businesses protect what matters most: their income, their health, long-term financial future. Just to keep it simple and straightforward, and I tailor it to each and every person. That's through life insurance, disability, work through, and this is through Mutual of Omaha.
Where are you from?
Oh, and Sacramento, California.
Nice. Welcome back. I wish I could see you next time and I'll recognize your face. So I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Who would like to go next?
I can go next if that's okay.
Yes.
So, hi, how's everybody doing tonight? Always good to see Abigail and other familiar faces, you know. So, hi, my my company is Atlas Studios, and we specialize in branding, marketing, and development. So pretty much people come to me with ideas for their business, startup, mid-phase, large companies. And I help them flesh out an idea they might have either for their website, other digital platforms they want to develop, and how that new platform might complement their already established branding, their messaging, and just keeping everything consistent and optimizing them every step of the way. So yeah, if you can imagine it,
Love it.
we'll do the rest.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Good to have you. Who would like to go next? You're gonna wait, aren't you? Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Anas. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and I do basically mainly medical sales, a lot of wound care products, but also we work on remote care for like remote therapeutic monitoring and things like that. I also help companies save money on FICA taxes. So basically, I give everybody a raise and give them more benefits. Also, save companies on technology. So I'm involved with different companies. I'm a 1099 guy that kind of taps into everything that's out there and try to kind of, sometimes I feel like I'm spread too thin.
Well, welcome. Glad to have you, a man of many hats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who would like to go next? There's a couple of you left.
I could go next. I'm outside, so you may hear a lot of background noise. So sorry for that. My name is Anuradha, and I am from Be the Change HR. We work with small and medium-sized businesses and providing fractional HR and outsourced HR services. And I am from New Jersey. I live in Jersey City. I'm a mom to a teenager, and I'm excited to join, be a part of this networking call, and would be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Welcome. My dog is from Jersey City. She likes the country, though. Who would like to go next? I'm gonna call on Larry.
I had a feeling he was going to. Those quiet ones always get picked last. I'm here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I deal with decentralized healthcare. We are an alternative to insurance because our insurance system in America is broke. Actually, it's rather screwed up. So we step in as a not-for-profit and we actually pay medical bills. I look to work with life insurance agents, bookkeepers, and frankly, anybody that's sick of overpaying for medical care.
I love that. Make sure everyone drop your links in the chat so you can connect. There's one last person to go.
Fine, Abigail. What's up, everybody? My name is Nate. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm the founder of Legend Initiative. We help brands transcend their industry by combining strategy, creative marketing, and storytelling. So if you want to become a legend or you know somebody that does, I'm the person to talk to. And it's my first time here.
Yeah. Baloney. My name is Abigail. I'm your host. So great to see so many returning faces. I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited. I am an accountant and fractional CFO, and I've launched a Business Kickstart Accelerator course to help business owners get a solid financial foundation under them. Couple things on my mind. One, this is, most of you know already, but this is a little bit different than your standard networking group where we like to have discussions here. I had a call with Gary and I would love to hear some thoughts on this and maybe digest it. But Gary gave me an idea about creating like a directory and sort of a referral network within this group. Just gonna put that out there. Just think about it. I don't know how I would organize it or manage it, and it might become like a very cumbersome thing at some point down the road, but I think there's a lot of potential for that. On that note, tonight, Nate sent me some really awesome questions. I'm going to start with the last one you sent me, which is, what happens when you don't close? Follow-ups, lead nurturing, asking for referrals or surveys. Like, what are you all doing when you don't close a deal? Thoughts?
I guess since I'm the one that sent the question, I gotta go. So usually if we don't close the deal, they get into lead nurturing. So that's usually newsletters. That's kind of just essentially content marketing, whether it's them following us on social media, them following us on our newsletter, or them just subscribing to a YouTube channel, right? It's just kind of warming it up, right? We're throwing out little tips, little advice, talking about potential problems, and just kind of building a relationship and association for our brand with exactly what we're trying to solve.
I think that's like that's a great point. I haven't, at least for my one-on-one clients, I've not really done lead nurturing or like any nurturing after. Usually I don't close it because it's not a sale that I want. But I need to start thinking more about like the digital assets that I'm developing because I've really got the one-on-one thing on lockdown, but it's like this next phase that has not been in the forefront of my mind. So I need to bring it there.
And you also, my whole thing is if you don't work with a client or they don't like get accepted into a program, they might know somebody that kind of aligns with what you're looking for. So that's always like, hey, I've just seen this post or this newsletter from Nate. It's talking about this. It's perfect for your business. You should try applying to his program, stuff like that.
Very valid point. Hershey, did you want to go?
Um, Not really, but I just got cut off, so I was wondering the question you asked. I just thought of a question, I think,
Oh,
so I
sure.
just want to make sure.
Yes. What happens when you don't close a sale? Do you follow up, lead nurture, ask for referrals,
Okay.
surveys, or what other things you might do?
Yeah, I do have an answer for this. So for the networking business back in India, which I used to do, right? So we had a, I can't say like a plan B or something, but something which worked for us. We have like a, so what we did is we created another business called the similar one. It's called TEN instead of TBN. It's like both of them are the same, but they don't know that it's the same. So TBN is like a premium version of the same service, which is like provided by TEN. So if you lose a client from here, we go from that and mail to the client that this we thought we just got to know that you're looking for this thing, and if price is the thing, this is like the better option for you. So we were like, we had closed a lot of clients in that way because majority of the problems we had was about the pricing. They weren't really able to pay for the premium. So that's what I did, and it really worked out pretty well for me.
Very interesting thought. Kenny.
So in my experience, I feel like whenever I haven't been able to close a sale, I've already built up a connection with that person up to that point. You know what I mean? So, and they've already signed up for our contact form, right? So they always get updates, new services, new changes that we're making. Um, so from there, it's just a matter of keeping tabs, like checking in regularly, seeing how things are going, even if it's not part of a transaction, right? Part of a business deal. Just having that relationship there will help them to keep you in mind when they finally do, need your services. So just being present, letting them know that you're there if they need you. I think that goes a long way.
I like that too. I don't know how to say your name. Ayushi?
That's pretty much how you pronounce it. Yeah.
I love it when
So what I want what I really wanted to add to this is I basically come from a recruiting field, right? I worked as a senior talent acquisition specialist and now I'm pursuing my MBA. In my previous organization, actually previous to previous, I was working for CLO, which is based out of Milwaukee, USA, CLO Talent. And the golden rule where we were taught that, recruitment is somewhat similar to sales. You're like selling a position to a person and you want them to get on board with it. And what we were told there was in one of the sessions, L&D sessions, that, there's a golden rule that you should follow. It's no, no, let it go. So if it's a first time no when you're first connecting with them, then you follow up with them. And if it's again a no, then you let it go. So I believe, when you're trying to close someone in a sales cycle, you follow up, majorly thrice with them. And if it's still a no, then it's probably time to let it go. So that's something that I wanted to put out there.
I like that too.
So-
These are really great things to think about.
To piggyback on what Nate had said, when you put yourself out there and you continually put yourself top of mind for folks, you may never close a deal with them. But I've gotten phone calls from people that I talked to that said, "Hey, I talked to this guy and he does this thing, and this is my buddy and he's looking for this thing that you do." So it's just being top of mind, and I think a huge piece of it's being genuine all the way through your interactions, and people will connect. And when the right person is looking for what you do, they'll reach out.
I'm going to mess your name up. Can you remind me how to say that?
I'm sorry, did you just call my name?
Yeah. How do you say your name?
Anuradha. But Anu
Anuradha.
is good. Yeah, Anu. A lot
Okay.
of people call me Anu.
Anu. Okay, I'll go with that.
I also wanted to add on, even though, I'm still trying this, but when we all recovered from COVID and the pandemic era, a lot of us switched into completely remote interactions, but adding on in-person interactions deliberately, meeting over networking events, social events, inviting for a coffee. I think they also now play a lot of role again, because that somehow establishes trust that you've seen that person, Unfortunately, when things went remote completely, so did a lot of scamming and a lot of other negative things started coming up. So when you leverage networking opportunities or opportunities to meet in person, that also in a way has a positive effect on getting real business from people who've seen you and who know that you exist in person locally. I think that is also one thing probably I feel would add on in converting the leads.
I agree with that. That seems to work for me really well. It's like the in-person connections. Nate.
I would also like to add that like lead nurturing isn't just like making sales also. I know sometimes when you say lead nurture, businesses will take the wrong thing. They get off a call and they just start constantly selling and keep say, "Hey, you should buy my product, buy my product." Please don't do that. Lead nurturing is more so right. A lot of people like it's rare. It's about probably 3-5% of people that you talk to are going to buy now. Right. It's a very few. Right now, the other 95% or 97% are going to buy long term, which is either I'm either going to refer you business or I'm probably buying a year or two, right? Especially for businesses that are B2B businesses, right? Like Abigail, me, right? A lot of times people will say, I know what you do, and they don't work with you until like 6 months and later on, right? So just building that pipeline, but making sure what Gary said, just staying top of mind. Like if they do have a problem, they're like, oh, I know exactly who does this. I don't know how I know them, but I think I seen their email. I'll forward you their email, stuff like that.
I have a client that comes to mind in that situation. He started calling me probably 2022. And I was like, yeah, I can help you. Like, yep, I can help you with that. He's like, I'm a busy guy. I got a lot going on. I'm like, okay, like let's schedule a meeting. That was like 3 years ago. He called me again a year later. Like he ghosted me, called me again a year later. Hey, or it was like a text. Hey, are you still doing accounting? Yep, I'm still here. You want to schedule a meeting? No response. Another year, well, so it was probably he may have done it another time, ghosted me again. May this year, he reached out again, and I was like, I kind of got a little bit more stern with him. I was like, let's get together. Like, here's a date and time. I will come to you. And now he's a great client. I mean, he's hard to get in touch with, but I don't necessarily need a whole lot of communication at this point in time. But it was like my online presence. He was not on my email list at the time. I didn't even have one, but was following me on socials. And so it took the time, I don't know, but it's great. It's been great. 12 contacts or attempts to contact, you actually establish first actual contact and the actual sale connection process starts. I've heard that also. Anyone else have other thoughts? I have a couple other questions from Nate too, which I'm happy to move to. What makes closing easier for you? Is it marketing your pitch, or speaking your process, and other things? Hershey, you sent that? Oh, you should send that to the group. Hershey had a
Okay, sure.
question also. How everyone works with their onboarding client payroll makes it seamless, something in general. For me, I do it on the first call and then usually through text message if that's easier for them, if they don't have everything ready. Steve, did you have something? You're muted.
There we go. I was
There
going to
you
throw
go.
my 2 cents in on the question about
Yeah.
the closing part. So
Yeah.
I use the pitch and the process when I do it. So I have my stuff that I go through, my steps on how it's going to work, but then it's more just the conversation or the interaction, and it's how I do it. And I get to know them. I think I touched on this a little last week on just getting to know the person throughout the course of the build up. And that's usually how I can close that at the end. Is that's what does it. It's usually whether it be a personality thing or just a mix of that in between. But you still have to produce too. So you have to be able to talk through what it is you're working for or going to do for them. So they have to be able to buy that, but then basically sell yourself.
Yeah. My process definitely sells it. I know, well, like, so I always call them onboarding calls, first of all, going right into it. Like, I don't even, it's not even like a consult call. Like, for me, it's like an onboarding call. I just go through the steps, like all the information I need to know to get started. Usually there's some kind of
Is she first for anybody else?
doesn't know what they're doing. And it usually ignites like
Hey,
a
Abby,
little bit.
back up about
Yeah.
30 seconds. You froze on us.
Okay. My internet. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I will stand very still. Maybe. I go through my process.
You froze again, Abigail. If you are talking, they can hear us.
You keep freezing on the word process. Maybe skip that one.
Right.
Abigail, if you can make somebody else like a co-host, and then you can restart.
Well, I guess while we get Abigail back, is there anybody else who would like to chime in on the question?
Um, I guess I'll go since I sent the question. Uh, or I can call on somebody. Anybody want to get called on? Kenneth?
Yeah, I figured. Um, but yeah, I feel like what makes closing for me a lot easier is one, usually when the leads come in, they're warm, right? They're usually from a referral. And that's just due in part to the legacy that my company has. We've been around for about 26 years, going on 27. But aside from that, once I'm in a one-on-one, with the person, and they're explaining either their project, their company's journey, I always make it a point to listen, right? And the biggest philosophies that I have are listen, care, and always make it known that you're there for them, right? Just be present. So listen, care, and be present are my three biggest philosophies. Um, and I think when somebody's explaining to you how much what they're trying to achieve means to them, right? When they're passionate about it, um, I think like deep down it should start to mean something to you, you know? And as a professional in your field, I think it goes beyond just the transaction always. It should always be about integrity, and you having pride in the work that you do. So I think when you carry yourself that way, when you present that to other people, they see that, right? And ultimately, it builds that trust, builds that faith, and leads to a close.
I like it. Anybody else want to chime in before I give my 2 cents? Gary?
So I find with closing it's similar to what Kenny said. It's a question of building the trust, and it's a question of after you have made your pitch or presented what it is that you can do for the client, it's just asking, um, is this something that you see yourself moving forward with? Do you have any questions? Can we get started today?
Like,
It's too often people stop with before they ask, and they expect you as the potential client to make the move. And that doesn't typically work.
look who joined us. Abigail is back. She was frozen in time for a minute.
When I haven't been home, so I'm home, the farmhouse, and I didn't tell everybody where I live in Western Maine. I have like a million cameras and they bog down my internet so bad and I didn't turn them off. So now I'm alive. Did we move on from
We
the
were actually talking about what makes it easier for us to close.
yeah.
Um, so anybody else before I get my 2 cents?
I can speak to. So I work in finances, so a lot of my job is building rapport. I'm also a social worker by trade, so a lot of what I do is building trust, building rapport, listening, always being curious instead of just speaking, letting them kind of tell you what their problems are. But I also deal with people's money, so a lot of people have objections, so kind of knowing already what their objections are going to be and how to kind of reframe them or overcome them is a big part of it. And like how what you're doing is filling a need for them and aligning with their goals. Part of building trust for me is not selling products that I don't believe will fit them. So I also don't do a one size all fits all transaction. I'm building individual personalized financial plans for depending on what their goals is. So I also don't do things that don't align with what they are. Like I live in Canada, so we have like RSPs and stuff is different here. So I don't give that necessarily. I make money off of it, but I'm not going to sell you it because it doesn't make sense for what your goals are now. But a lot of my job is just listening and kind of overcoming objections and building trust with clients. And then sending them a little gift when I close a sale because I get people to remember you and think about you. I like send out little thank you cards and little gift cards and stuff and my business card. Because it helps people. I don't know. I think mail is fun to get now. I don't get a lot of it except for bills. So when people get like little surprises, it's actually kind of like it reminds you of being a kid again when you get like that Christmas card from your grandma. So it helps people remember who you are and what you do. And then it's not just a service, it is like you're aligning them with their goals and you're just kind of facilitating that for them.
I like doing mail stuff also. Just to, to my existing clients or, partnerships that I've established just as a thank you. Because you're right, like it's really either spam or negative vibes in your physical mailbox. And I like to, be thoughtful of that. Um, the thing that I do, which I was starting to say before, is usually in the onboarding call, I always call it an onboarding call. Maybe that sets the tone. Um, I uncover some major problems. Usually they're not insignificant. Usually it's not like, oh, I just need a bookkeeper and everything's hunky dory. Usually it's I just ask some questions that end up igniting a passionate response from myself. And it's not intentional, but people get mistreated in my industry all the time. And as soon as my passion shows, or I start to give all kinds of advice, this is what I would do, these are the steps I would take, and I give them like an action plan throughout the sales call. And usually, just by showing how passionate I am about what I do, they're like, the deal is done before the call is even over. Um, and then to like really solidify the deal, like my client onboarding process is like, okay, I'll send you a recap email of this call with the action plan that we're going to take, a client services agreement, and then we'll book a call to get me the login access to everything and like get started. And they're usually like, okay. And they get it back to me the same day I send it out. Sometimes if I don't send it right away, they're like, where is it? When can we start? But it's really just that, like I took a new client on over the summer that has been paying regularly $100,000+ a year in taxes. And like she's not even delivering a financial statement to her CPA. So how can you have a tax bill like that without backup. And I got angry about it on the sales call. And she's like, okay, I like you. Like, I'll send you whatever you need. You can have login access to anything you want. That was it. It was just like my anger sold the deal. Anyway, Nate, you were gonna.
Did she freeze again? Jesus, Abigail. I think she was about to say, Nate, you were going to add something. What was it? Well, for me, and when it comes to closing, so I heavily rely on essentially kind of what Steven said, like warm, right? So a lot of times people go to our website or they see us through our marketing campaigns, and I've kind of, since everything is on our website, it's kind of easy to close. So basically, people are just in that process to say, hey, I already want it. How do, like, what's the next step? So I don't really have too much to say. I really just close based off what the brand and the marketing does. But from a one-on-one standpoint, if I meet somebody at like a networking event and we have coffee, usually it's just kind of, I guess, my brand charm, whatever it is. I just talk to them. They know what I do, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to work with you." That's about it. I don't have no complex thing of selling or closing. But I do want to know, Hershey, you have a new business, right? You're just starting off. What are you getting from this meeting right now, so far?
So far, as the question I asked before, which was like, how do like in general, how do people, I mean, people in here make their onboarding process like seamless, and also about the closing and like the relationship in between the client, even though like they're not like willing to um even though they're not being willing to be your client. And yeah, I think that's so far. I've been missing something because I have to catch up on some things, but like, yeah.
Okay. So so far, I think kind of what I think the overarching theme is build a relationship with your client and not just sell a service. So like it gets a lot easier when I know who you are, right? For you, right? You got this service that you're offering to local businesses. It's a solution. I don't know if since the last time we talked that you kind of nailed down exactly what you want to offer, but essentially just building, hey, I do this. I think your business essentially just pointing out, like giving them a free audit, right? Listening to exactly what their problems are and then just addressing, well, maybe you should do this. Basically just free advice. Usually people will be like, all right, I wonder who does that. Oh, I do this. And now you just kind of walked yourself in, but you also built that trust and that relationship with them. Kenneth, Abigail's not here, so oh wait, she is. I was about to
Yeah,
say,
she's
I
here.
am,
She's
but
with us.
unreliably so, apparently.
No, it's okay. What I was gonna say was, typically in an onboarding call, one of the most frequent questions that I get asked is, do you have an example of similar work, right, in somebody in my industry, right? So I think a big key is also being as flexible as possible. You know what I mean? Or just being as transparent as possible as well, in the onboarding process. So if you are open and honest with them, right, on top of being amicable, you're listening. Like I said, my three philosophies: listening, caring, being present. I think that leads to a much stronger foundation moving forward, right? Especially if you're trying to work with clients long term. Um, and I think it just gives you so much of a stronger start, um, when you lean into that, right? Just lean into your knowledge, lean into your expertise, your portfolio, right, that you've built up so far. Um, and the rest is, it just becomes that much easier when you listen and you actually know exactly what they're looking for, right? Because that, like Nate said, it's a solution that you're providing above all else.
Hershey, have you a couple weeks ago we had talked about like establishing some questions on the sales call that will
Mhm.
identify your potential client's problems or like at least identify how you can solve them. Did you come up with any?
Oh, I had since the beginning, like since last December, I have this Microsoft Forms where it's like 23 comprehensive questions, which includes like, have you done social media marketing before? What was the experience of it? Do you see this, how much ever you're putting in as an expenditure or like as an investment? And, questions around that. And, yeah, I've been working. Yeah, I do have that, but what I got feedback from that was, uh, I was meeting with my friend who's an entrepreneur as well. So what he told me that was, whenever you get into a form, I mean, he asked me to picture myself while filling the form. 23 questions, which are comprehensive, is like really time taking. And like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you see 23 questions, like really deep, you'd be like, oh, I'm not doing this. Like, you kind of feel, if you're busy, the average time taking was like 20 to 23 minutes. So, what after meeting with him, what I realized is instead of like just asking straight questions, I have to make it into a funnel. So which is something which I'm working right now. Like the
Interesting. Yeah,
23
you would
questions
have
into a
lost
funnel. Like,
me with the form.
sorry?
I want human connection. Like if I'm hiring you, I'm hiring you. That's
Hmm.
just me as a buyer though. Um, and like if you can ask me 23 questions on a phone call because if I answer them, you might have feedback to give me. But on a form, you'll lose my attention. Just purely like ADHD for one. I'll be out.
But
Rachel.
like, yeah, before we try meet with the client or the prospect, I try to come up with a plan or like something which we could sort of help with them. So like just to get prepared or like, know more about their business. That's the whole point of the forum. So yeah, I was trying to narrow down the questions like which are essential just for that meeting and probably get more questions during the meeting, as you just said, instead of like on the forums.
That's a great plan.
Yeah, thank you.
Rachel.
I actually don't hate the form idea, but I think you're trying to do too much with it. Some of those questions could have been put into a meeting. I would take that questionnaire and put in all of the major pain points that your clients have and what you're willing, what the goal is at the end. Like if they don't have any marketing strategy, yes or no, how like all of those things, because half of those questions should have been on a call where you're asking follow-up questions, you're asking open-ended questions so you can actually tell what your client wants and you're getting that rapport with them that you're listening to them and you're learning about exactly that pain point, exactly their experience with it, exactly why they haven't done it yet. So I would really look at your form, do like a PDF or like a Google Doc where it's that major pain points, give it before your meeting. That way you have a general idea of what they do want, what they don't want. And if some of those pain points they've said they don't need it, those are also opportunities for you to overcome their objections or kind of give your expertise on leading them into something else that they may not think that they need. So I would generalize it to major pain points and ask all those follow-up questions in a meeting so that you're listening to clients and you're actually building a relationship with them and you're getting to know exactly who they are and what their business is.
That's great. Kenny.
Just to add like one more penny to what Rachel was saying. um, I think presenting multiple options could go a long way too. For example, if you just say, "Oh, would you like to talk about this on a call, or would you like to, fill out the questionnaire?" And then they like check a box, for whichever one that they're most interested in. So you're leaving the door open, right? Still having the questionnaire there, but still leading them to a call with you if they so choose. So I think that that could be a big differentiator too.
That's a great piece of advice.
Yeah, I think that's a great insight as well because uh talking, I mean, people are just so busy for scheduling a meeting. They'd be like, for I can just put up 23 or 30 minutes straight. Instead, I'll just do like 5-minute form and do it again later, which they have flexibility in it. But having a meeting makes it more like interactive and like, you know what I'm trying to say, like build relation. They get to know more about me and all the stuff. Yeah, I think those two are like really good options, which as Mr. K said before, like giving them option what they want is like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll probably just go for that.
Nate.
Completely agree with Kenneth, just because most people, well, half and half, right? Some are introverted, so they don't even want to get on a call. Uh, Like, and so they'll fill out the form, and others are like, why am I doing this through a form when I can just talk to you? Another thing is make the form easy. Like, I don't, 23 is a lot. That's a lot for anybody. Even if it only takes 2 to 3 minutes. Just seeing 23 is like, maybe I'll just not work with him. Like, just make it easy. Like, just like 5 essential questions. Right? 5 is a lot better than 23. Because if I see 23, I'm probably gonna be like, well, I guess I gotta take a test in order to work with him. And I'm probably not gonna feel like doing it. He's probably gonna get my email. What if I don't like the questions? It's just too much. Just make it easier.
Gary.
So I'm curious, of those who have tried the online form, what your success rate's been, because I've done some experimenting with it, and it's been a flop completely for me. For me, the in-person speaking to somebody has been the way to go. Email communication, text communication, once they're established as a relationship. But prior to that, I haven't had any success in actually getting people um, into the program by doing either online forums or other than in-person or Zoom type in-person events. So I'm curious who has actually done it and seen some success with it.
Okay, I guess I'll go. So we have a form, but it's not so much a lead gen form. It's really just you want to be a part of this program. So essentially, we need to understand what your brand is. So essentially, like, things about 8 questions, and we're just breaking down where your brand. You already agreed to. Essentially, if you're filling out the form, you want to be a part of the program. So you're just filling out little things, right? How big is your brand? What's the impact that you want to make? What's your outcome? Essentially, we're just putting you through a filtering process to see if we want to work with you. In order to get people to that forum, we usually just, like I said, content marketing, just the brand itself, the website, me talking, affiliates, right? Just get them. Usually our brand is the one that, hey, we like what y'all stand for. We like your mission. We like the impact you're making. We like the companies you work with. We want to work with you. So kind of just putting it on them. So when they do fill out the form, it's less of, I'm trying to get you to buy this, and more so, why should I work with you? If that makes sense.
So typically for your forums, you've already done a lot of other warm-up activity. Then
Yeah,
they're interested enough to actually stop in and fill something out.
yeah, we don't just, yeah, it's never a cold, yeah. If it has been, I don't know. I don't really,
Right.
I don't really watch the sales that much. That's for the team, but usually it's usually warm, right? Referrals, content marketing, like they seen, and the form is on our website. So usually before they go, they can see the case studies, the videos, all that, essentially. So when they do hit, I want to apply, it's kind of just okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Rachel.
Hey, yeah, so we have, I don't always use it though, but my company has, we call it like a survey that we do for clients. And to me, it's more like how you market it. So when I do it with kind of colder, lukewarm leads, it's like, how about you fill out this form? It it's like time management, right? So let's do this, and then I know exactly what we're doing, what you need from me. So I kind of market it as your time is valuable, my time is valuable. Fill out this form first, and then we can go from there because it really gives me a general idea of what they are open to, what they're not open to, what they've already done. So to me, it's more just like how you market it, especially for Hershey, who's like a new business, if you had a short survey that people could fill out, you go to businesses that you know your face and like, hey, I just started this new company. I have this new survey. I love to get your feedback on it. And if it is helpful, all of those things. So it also is a way to kind of lead generate, but also get your business name out there, and what you're doing. Even if it doesn't get anywhere, you also can get feedback from other local businesses, about whether they found it helpful. If these are things they haven't even thought of yet, that they're doing this form and filling it out and they haven't thought about specific things. So yeah, I think it's a lot about how you speak to clients and how you kind of position it. But I have had very much a lot of success with like, we call it a simple conversation. So it's just a way to kind of assess how clients look at their finances, what kind of help they are wanting, and stuff like that. So I find it a little bit easier just than sitting there for 2 hours talking to them. Some of them don't have the time to do that. So it kind of just helps me be more effective with my time and my clients' time.
I like that perspective. Anu.
So I'm outside. Hope you can hear me. I'll just add my 2 cents on where we end up using the forms or anything digital. We have a lot of clients who are our fractional HR consulting clients. So many of the clients we also do performance reviews, and performance reviews a lot of time involve a lot of people who are from the restaurant industry, or we have some cleaning businesses who are our clients. So there are people who are on the field, and we want this performance review to be a very simple process, not to burden our clients with long emails or long discussions or forms, because sometimes they are not available for it. So in the past, we've used simple tools like Survey Monkey. They always know that every quarter they would be expecting a form from us. So mostly they end up filling it up, and most of the time we receive the responses. And I also use a lot of forms, Google Forms, we do periodic webinars. So we promote our webinars and request entries via Google Forms. We end up getting a lot of responses. So that is also, one I would only call that success, because we have not encountered many situations where we hear that it's a long form or anything like that. And all our meeting bookings also have like a little prospect. They do a filtering of their needs. So we ask questions like, do you need any HR services? How many employees do you have? And sometimes they, there I would say 50% of the times they're not comfortable filling up all the details. But in a way, as a summary, what I'm trying to say is forms are a great way. I know a lot of people are comfortable talking and giving the details, but at the same time, there is a whole generation of clients and businesses out there who prefer shorter forms. So it's definitely something to give it a try, I would say.
Yeah, I like that. I like the, I like the performance review form, and not like, I could certainly create one to share with my clients to use for their employees, but I'm thinking more like my performance reviewed by my clients, and to get feedback from them, and like also add in like referrals that way. Hershey.
Actually, I have nothing to say, but I just have to leave because I have some other work to catch up on. So it was great meeting you all. Like, it's the second event, and like, your insights, and every time I come here, I just learn something. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. I might probably not be here next week, Miss A, because I have the SAT coming up, which I'm just studying. So yeah.
Good
So
time.
once it's done, I'm gonna be here again.
Okay,
Yep.
we'll be
Thank
here.
you.
The link will be the same every week, I believe, going forward. Hopefully I did that
Sure.
correctly.
Yeah. Thank you so
Cool.
much. Thank
Thanks.
you so much, everyone.
You're
Looking
welcome.
forward to connect. Thank you. Thank you for hosting us. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Take care.
Nate.
Bye. Peace out.
To go along with kind of what Abigail said, performance reviews it's not so much the closing part, you already got the client, but performance reviews from your client is very, very good, especially if you're growing your business, because they'll tell you like key areas where you can improve on, where you can focus on, right? Such as like just a simple question, whether and performance reviews doesn't necessarily need to be through a form, it can just be like through a conversation as well. Just asking them, all right, why did you choose to work with us? How was this? What would you want us to improve on? Cut like just little feedback that allow you to like sharpen your process, sharpen your marketing, sharpen your branding, your sales, whether it's team service, right? Customer service, whether it's more follow-up, right? So just asking clients or customers kind of why do you work with us? Why do you continue to work with us? What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you want us to change? Goes very, very well in the long term.
You just wrote all that down. Kenny.
I didn't really have anything to add to what Nate said. I mean that's just solid advice, you know, but I think Hershey just made all of us here feel very, very old. Uh I'm sure SATs was a lot of years back. Um but yeah, I think as far as just closing in general goes, I've been uh I've been reading this book lately called A Mind for Sales. Um, and actually, my quote for tonight is going to be directly from that book, from the author of it. So I'll save it, you know, for at least a couple minutes because we're wrapping up here. Um, but I think we've got a lot of valuable insights from everybody tonight. So I'll pass it to Emily.
Yeah, I echo that as far as valuable insights. So thank you guys all who shared. I'm grateful. I got a lot of notes. Um, for me personally, I'm an introvert. I'm like highly sensitive, and I still knew I needed to be in business. I needed to market. I needed to do sales. So something that has really helped has been sharpening your target audience, getting very specific on who you are meant to serve and the specific problem that you're meant to really solve. And the more specificity, I love language, I love words. So the more specificity on your language, the better it is to actually attract more qualified leads, which leads to a much more effortless close because, we're both kind of on the same page. We both see that the fact that like, okay, I need this, you can help me with this. Let's go, let's move forward with it. And yeah, so that's been a huge thing for me is getting very specific on my target audience. And that helps a lot.
Nate.
Kind of what Emily said, like, yeah, everything that you do concerning your brand, the copyright and the marketing, every form of communication, external and internal, should attract and repel. Heavy on repel because you don't want to work with everybody, right? So just repelling everybody that you don't want to work with makes it very, very easy for the people that do want the offer, right? They'll see it and usually yeah, I want this. So the conversation becomes a lot easier.
I think this is a great segue into that question I brought up at the beginning about creating like a little bit of a referral network here. Forms, all of it. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that? And like management of it, because that would really be a lot for me to take on, but I think it could be really beneficial to the community.
I think we kind of touched on this before, like with the Discord group.
Mhm.
I forgot who it was that was here that brought it up. And then there was the other platform as well that like is like forms a little house and there's a community, you know, in that house.
Yeah, that's a
um,
really interesting one.
yeah. Yeah, I think we could definitely benefit from just being in touch or like having that directory, right? Like Gary was saying, so that people stay top of mind and that we
Yeah.
have people to actually send over to each other when, you know, the need arises or when we have somebody who could very much benefit from either one of our services.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of agree. But to kind of in terms of management, I think it can be managed among the people like here, like we can all say, hey, thanks for referral, etc. But having to make it easier, I'll just say probably setting up one-on-ones, and then if you don't have the capabilities deck, that'll make it a lot easier. Like everybody have like a slide deck of your business of what you do, who you work with, blah blah. Just a little quick blurb or put it into a whole nice little presentation, whatever, that you can send to the network or the directory. That way people can say, you know what, this reminds me of something. Go, oh, here's their slide deck. If you want to talk to them, it's their website, contact information, all that.
I'm going to create a spreadsheet, Google Sheet. That's my jam. For as a directory. I think that's a good language term. At least it will also set expectations for like what content is kept in there. With just like our information. I'm not going to open it up to like my whole email list because there are a lot of people on there that don't attend these meetings. And I get, sometimes 150 signups in a week. And the most I've ever had is like 35 people. So I don't want to open it up to that. I want it to be people who are actively participating, because that is the nature of this group. So I think what I'll do, I'll create a directory and then I'll just share it in the chat each week. And then you're welcome to put your information on there and industries you serve. And then, of course, connecting one-on-one in the chat. Sometimes people slip through though that way. So this might be a better way to stay in touch.
So thinking about the management of that and like the permissions and all that stuff that comes up and pops up, it might be worth exploring the Discord option that Kenny was saying, so that it's you get invited to the channel, and you can opt in or not, and you can put your stuff in there and kind of be a part of the channel without you actively having to do anything or host any space.
Yeah, it's a lot more exclusive that way for sure.
Yeah, and that might simplify the overall management of it for you, because stuff like this can eat up a lot of time.
Okay. I will look into that. I've never used Discord before, so I'm like a little overwhelmed by the prospect of that. But I can learn
Yeah.
new things.
It's not as hard, like once you kind of figure out, it's not as hard as like it looks like. And you can put in different channels like self-promoting or like other events that you're going like that are in the area. Like you have these little side channels for
I
people
like
to
this.
also promote themselves. And stuff like that. So, and you can have like administrators for it if you want someone else to help monitor it, but it's pretty like I have one for another thing that I do for networking. That is so you put in rules and welcoming all those things. So, yeah, it is a good option and it's pretty low maintenance.
I like this. Okay. Okay, if all goes well, I will have something for next week. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
This was a great conversation. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm glad that Emily was here taking notes. I saw her like looking down every now and then, which means that she got a lot of nuggets today. So that's good. Maybe we gave her like an 8-piece. Who knows?
I took a lot of notes today too. Yeah, this was a great call.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
different perspectives. Nate, I love it when you send questions. I did drop in the chat my email. You can also follow me on Instagram if you all want. I'll put that in the chat. I did not do that. And send me your questions. It's great when Nate sends them. It's so great because it provokes a different sort of response. And I love it. Steve.
Abigail bullies me into sending them.
What?
I said you bully me into sending them.
Yeah. I do. I'm a big bully. I am.
So
Randall will tell you.
I'd like to just add, so last week I came on for my first time, and my business is certainly different than what a lot of you folks do, but I took away quite a bit last week, enough so that it got me thinking about how to change or evolve what it is that I'm trying to do as my other piece of my career, and just did it again. So I thank you all for that, because it's this is a whole different forum for me. So it's to be able to listen to you guys that come from all certainly different businesses and what I do. Normally I am very much, I don't know if insulated is the right word, along with like-minded people, or people in the same industry and those things. And my industry is very old thinking, or old, the way we've always done things. So it hasn't evolved like other aspects of business has. So to be able to listen to you guys and pull some stuff out of that I actually think that I can work into what I do and be able to push that forward, I say thank you. I appreciate that very much.
I agree. It challenges thoughts. And I like that. I mean, that was the whole idea here, was to just have expansive conversation with real people, not just myself. Okay, guys. Kenny, where are you? There you are.
Oh yeah. You know what time it is. All right.
I do.
All right, everybody. So today's quote comes from the book I've been reading by Mark Hunter, called A Mind for Sales. And he says, "You do not close a sale. You begin a relationship." Mic drop.
I like that. All right, guys. Same link. Did any of you returning people, did the recurring link work, or did you go through Eventbrite?
I definitely went through Eventbrite because I forgot it was recurring link. So that's my bad.
Kenny, you went through the recurring?
No, I went through the Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I did what Kenny did, so technically he had fault. So,
No, it's my fault. Yeah, I'll take credit for that.
yeah.
You did what Kenny did. Okay. Well, you're all here, and that's all that matters to me. It should be the same Google Calendar, not Google, Zoom link. If you put it on your calendar, it will work. That's how that works, I think. I do have technological skills, just, I'm still learning.
It's all good.
Great.
It's always evolving.
It's always evolving. Yep. Trying to be better. I'm going to try to have that Discord set up. We'll see how that goes. So exciting. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Everybody have a great night. Appreciate you guys joining. I hope to see some of you guys next week.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Thank you.